Hey guys, so I just braided my hair last night. I always get a lot of questions about my hair when I braid it. How do I do it? How long did it take? Products, blah blah, the usual. So I thought I would record a video so that one, people would know I'm not doing your hair. It's not happening. And two, it's not as hard as you might think. It's actually, I think it's pretty easy. It's just very time consuming and you have to be very patient, which I am not. So surprising that I can get through this. But I just want to share what I use, what I do. So my braids took me about, I want to say solid 8 or 9 hours. This is not an easy thing that you're going to do just one day after work. You want to make sure you actually have some time to do these things because you're going to get tired. Your arms are going to get tired. You're going to get hungry. You're going to need to take breaks. You're going to have to go pee, all that stuff. So make sure you have the time to actually do them. One of the most important parts I feel like is prepping your hair, because these braids are protective style, but only if you do them correctly. I'm not an expert by any means, but some shit is just common sense. One thing I like to start off by telling people is I do have relaxed hair. So when you have relaxed hair, you are going to need to approach it not too much differently, but you're just going to have to take a little bit more caution with your hair than someone who's natural. I had decided I wanted to braid my hair maybe like a month and a half ago, but I had just relaxed my hair. So if you have freshly relaxed hair, you're gonna need to wait till you have some new growth that you can braid on. Just simply because we all know relaxers weaken your hair. You don't want to have this weight of the hair pulling on your already weakened hair. That's gonna cause like breakage and all that. It's not gonna be good, girl. So just give it a little minute. I know you want your hair braided. I know you're anxious. Also, I feel like people think the idea is like, oh, I want super like sleek laid down edges. You can have the sleek look, girl, but you need to give it some time because you want to have hair when you take these out. So that's a note to all my relaxed ladies. Also, for anyone, you're gonna make sure you want to moisturize your hair really well, because these are braids. That doesn't mean you need to ignore the hair underneath. First thing I do, obviously, is I wash my hair. I like to use something that's gonna get my scalp really clean. So I use this Head and Shoulders shampoo. It says Nourishing Hair and Scalp, the lavender scent. So I use this because whenever I feel like I have like product buildup or something, I scrub the hell out of my scalp with this shampoo and it gets it real clean. Sometimes it can dry you out, so beware of that, but it does get your scalp really clean. Since I'm gonna be wearing these braids for a minute, I want to get some wear out of them. I didn't want to start off with like semi-clean hair. I wanted it to be squeaky clean. So I use this. It's probably like $1 or something. After that, I deep condition my hair with this As I Am Hydration Elation Intensive Conditioner. I'm gonna butcher some words on here, so just get with it and do not correct me. It says it has coconut, sugarcane, green tea, apple, lemon, vegetable glycerin, shea butter, and vitamin E. So I like this conditioner a lot. It smells divine, which I think is one of the most important parts of hair care, because I don't like stinky shit in my hair. But it kind of smells like lemon meringue or like key lime pie. It has a lemony scent to it. You can smell that definitely. I'm actually almost done with this. This is a really good deep conditioner. I will probably buy this again. I use it maybe after I do that, I leave that in for about 20 to 30 minutes and then I blow dry my hair. So I use this Brazilian Keratin Therapy Anti-Breakage Serum. I've actually had this for like a few months now and I haven't really used it enough to tell like if it does work, but I was just digging and I was like, anti-breakage, it's good for braids. So it's by that brand Organics, and this was probably like $7-ish. It says it has coconut oil, keratin proteins, avocado oil, and cocoa butter. Doesn't really smell like anything. I do like the way it made my hair feel. So before I put this on while my hair is wet and then I blow dry it, I do think it made my hair feel really soft. So that might be something you want to get into and try, but I would definitely recommend some sort of like serum before you blow dry your hair always. That is still heat too, ladies, and you want to protect your hair. Then after I blow dry, I use this Lotta Body. Am I saying that right? I feel like it is Lotta Body. I could be wrong, but Moisturize Me Curl and Style Milk. So it says defines curls, tames frizz, and adds moisture and brilliant shine. This definitely does add some shine to your hair, and it does moisturize. It's really good. I use a very generous amount of this on my hair. The last thing I used on my hair was when I was parting my hair and actually putting the braids in. I wanted my braids to be pretty sleek looking, you know, like, I mean, they're not like plastic shiny, but you know, they're pretty laid down. So I use a little bit of edge control around the base. So what I'll do is I'll take a little bit, dab it around the base, brush it out with a soft bristle brush. And the one I decided to use, I just bought this when I got my hair yesterday, was the Lotta Body Control Me Edge Gel. So that Moisturize Me milk, whatever it is, that was the first product I've used from their line. I really liked it. So I decided to get this. This was only like $3, I feel like. It has that same smell, but it's actually, I feel like it works really well. Now when you're using like an edge control, you want to use some, if you're going for that look, for that sleek look, like around the base, you want to make sure you're using something that might be a little bit heavier. So another one of my favorite gels is like the Eco Styler gel, and I use like the Super Hold one, but it's a watery gel. It's a very thin gel, so it's not gonna sleek it as much as I want. Like, you know, with that you kind of have to like tie a scarf down, wait a little minute for it to actually like lay like you want. So this one is a little bit stickier, a little bit thicker. So I used this one this time. I have so much edge control. I really like to just test out and try them because I feel like I haven't found the perfect one just yet, but that one was pretty good. I used, well, first of all, you have to know what type of hair you want to use. Like, of course, these are synthetic braids. I'm not out here paying for no bundles for these braids. But two, I knew I wanted my ends to be like tapered like this. That sounded weird. Tapered like this. So I got kink line hair, which is basically you can dip the kink line hair in boiling hot water and it'll seal your ends for you like that. If you don't get kink line hair, you'll probably need to burn the ends, but I wasn't really feeling like Rhythm Nation, so I got kink line. But if that's your look, girl, you go for it. Some people can kill it. It's just not my shush. So the type of hair I got was Essence. I feel like we've all seen this in the beauty supply. This is probably the hair your mama used to braid your hair back in the day, but 100% kink line comes in like a jumbo. I use 10 packs of hair every time. I already had a pack at home, so that was just the one that was left over, but I use 10 packs of hair. Now you want to like gauge how much hair you have, how big your head is. I always say it's better to have too much hair, to buy too much hair, than to not buy enough. So like braids like these, girl, 5 packs is not gonna get. This is right here alone is probably like maybe 3 to 4. These 2 sections in the front. The next thing like you should keep in mind too is like how you want your hair to look when it's done. I knew I wanted to be able to wear my hair down the middle, so I was very meticulous with my part. I feel like I got it pretty straight, but you want to be very mindful of that, obviously. So if you want the maybe like more haphazard look, like I feel like with these braids I could kind of do that, like where I flip some over, you know, type of thing. But they're pretty like uniform, if you see what I mean. Like they're pretty uniform. The biggest tip that I can give you, listen up, start in the front of your head. I feel like most people have the natural inclination to start back here. When I'm wearing my hair down like this, like you guys can't see my braids that are back there. So start in the front where you're gonna see it the most, other people are gonna see it the most, and you want it to look its best. And when you're doing your best is when you first start off. It's like when you run a race, you bolt out and then you slow down at the end. So that's my biggest piece of advice. I feel like it has really helped me to get my hair to look how I want it to. So I usually start like right here with these two sections. I'll part it down the middle, so I'll have 2 triangles in the front, and the next section I start with is this one back here after I finish those two, because they see this and then they'll see this too. So I make sure this section is like semi-decent. After you have that done, you basically have the majority of your head done. So then I just split it into 2 sections back here that's left, and I braid the edges. Everyone's worried about their edges when they get their hair braided. You should be worried about them too when you're braiding your own hair even. So I feel like I'm pretty blessed to have some decent edges. One thing I like to do is I will just comb out the hairs that I just feel like don't need to be put in there. Like all this, I'm not interested in losing that anytime soon. So I comb that out. Also with my braids that are closer to the edge, I don't grip them as tight. This was just because my hair right here is a bit stronger, so it can take a little tug, but this hair right here, like, not as tight. And also these braids are a little bit smaller. I didn't want as much weight on them, so that's another thing too. Like, don't make them like so noticeably tiny, but I made them a little bit smaller just because I didn't want as much hair pulling on them, and I didn't grip them as tight. And I feel like that's about it. I feel like the next video I'm gonna do is like some products that I bought recently, so a favorites video. Your girl's getting in the groove. So if you have any questions specifically about this hairstyle, let me know. I would be glad to answer any questions. Also, if you guys want to see like how I actually like braid it out, let me know. I feel like I've seen so many videos on that. Like, no one would want to see that. You mainly just want to know like the products and the process. But if you want to see it, let me know. And you know, when I have to do a few of these, I might do them.